Justice League upon us. My look at the Batman movies concludes when my look at Batman begins. After the critical and fan backlash to Batman and Robin, it would be 8 years before Christopher Nolan released a reboot of the franchise for Jumping for the known as Dark Knight trilogy. A darker, more realistic take on the franchise into a crunch what happens to have Batman's protagonist. The facts of this film is to be felt today, so let's get started. We open on Wayne Manor while young Bruce Wayne is having his character hunt with his friend Rachel Dawes. Find Arrow handy falls into one into breaking his wrist, and his friend woken him asleep after seeing a nightmare of bats. Bruce, having grown into a man played Christian Bale, is in prison in Bhutan. After fighting with some of the other prisoners, he can throw in solitary confinement with a man named Henry Ducard playing Liam Neeson. It presents someone named Ra's al Ghul, they will be able to play Cameron Nabe. As for the change pronunciation from the comic and the adaptation of the series, basically one and the same thing about having normally French Arabic characters play the actors like Irish Japanese respectively. Ducard also tells Bruce, if you make yourself more than just a man, for yourself an ideal, and if they can stop you, then you become something else entirely. Legend, Mr. Wayne. And then gives Bruce a task, upon release, to pick up Blue Fire goes and slips nearby and carry to the top of the mountain to a basic group known as the League of Shadows. Bruce does so, and as he starts his training, we see more flashbacks to younger self. I definitely like this kind of origin story, so approaching like I feel like this in general. We now go put that mask on, getting to me to care about those behind that's most important. Bruce then goes to celebrate his mother Martha's birthday with his father Thomas, and Wayne hires center of a mass transit system helps in Gotham City, showing a real life city of Chicago rather than using sets and CGI like previous films. Everyone then goes to the opera, but Bruce is frightened and by points just like bats, so they leave early. However, Joe kills them by killing them both in alley after demanding their wallets and jewelry. Bruce also meets a young James Gordon playing the someone Gary Oldman. This origin story is different familiar to those who have never read a comic book in their life. This version actually places more guilt on Bruce because he feels responsible for what happened. However, Pennyworth, played Michael Caine, also takes on a role not just Butler but also surrogate father Bruce. Back at the present, Bruce trains with the League of Shadows and the available skills of combat, agility, and stealth as disparaged with Ducard. Fight choreography on the ice is actually quite impressive from those Nolan's first attempt at action. His previous film Memento was highly acclaimed, and it's a big leap to go from that to a $150 million superhero film. Then see more of what brought Bruce overseas, resulting in Joe Chill getting assassinated by Carmine Falcone playing Tom Wilkinson. Falcone also seemed impressed with Wayne confronting him about what happened, and Bruce realized he needs a different approach. After giving his money and coach a homeless man, he went soul searching for years after this incident. Decided to adopt his famous no guns, no killing rule, realized he took that course with someone apart from other criminals in Skull Gotham's underbelly. Now, meet your final test for Bruce, to face his fears with the help of the effects of blue flowers to help gather. Bruce is able to use everything he's done in order to pass this by Wayne Ducard. However, Bruce is not only unwilling to execute a convicted fireman for an earlier scene, but when he finds about their plans for Gotham, he turns against them. Raws is killed and a wooden beam falls on top of them, and Bruce is able to rescue Ducard before the whole dojo is destroyed. Bruce returns to Gotham after realizing what he has planned. He must also deal with the rival benefactor Richard Earl, played by Rutger Hauer. Dr. Johnson claims that Stanley Murphy also competes with Bruce's friend Rachel, now played by Katie Holmes. While many were disappointed with their performance, it's not that bad to me. Also, it's kind of odd this is the second Batman movie I've looked at where the female lead used to be married to Tom Cruise. Funny how that happens sometimes. Crane is also involved with the League of Shadows, who was Falcone in order to protect his operations. Bruce surprises Earl when he returns to Wayne Enterprise and decides to start a bomb with applied sciences, alongside Lucius Fox, playing Morgan Freeman. It's actually a very nice way of showing how he got all his equipment, a bunch of prototypes with hype didn't want to sign off on. The film was also heavily influenced by Frank Miller's Batman Year One, and reimagined his origin story from a more modern perspective. The scene where Bruce speaks with Gordon in disguise is taken even directly from that comic story. Bruce also comes up with how to make his cape and can also get his Batmobile massive armor tank as a tumbler. I also like how the humors are very dry with this line from Bruce. Does it come in black? As Falcone helps ship mysterious talks into Gotham, Batman makes his first appearance in the docks on Thursday evening. I definitely like how the scene builds up to his appearance by showing off all the gangsters getting picked off one by one until Falcone remains. It doesn't slowly build as music by Hans Zimmer and James Newton Howard is there, but just compensating by the overpowering like Alien Goldenthals in the last couple movies I reviewed. Bruce declares I am Batman's leads Falcone chain of floodline top of Gotham the police department, with the suit tattered to resemble the wings of a bat. His appearance Rachel leverage or Judge Faden to have Falcone arrested. However, as Bruce tried to adjust to pressure his denotable life, it turns out Wayne Enterprise's defense contracts, one of them has been stolen. Microwave emitter that can vaporize entire enemy's water supply, which is actually something that won't be out of place these days. This film really helped popularize them as a dark movie and superhero film, downplaying the camp and silliness in favor of past stories and characters clearly that take place in our world. As Batman has kept the talk of the town with bringing down Falcone, Rachel's impressed, telling him it's not who you are underneath, it's what you do that defines you. Crane visits Falcone in prison, and Falcone demands to be a partner in Crane's plans. Crane's talks to Falcone drive him mad and French at Arkham Asylum. His persona escape also ended up being the film's novel dark horse in terms of villains. No one was originally planning him on using just him in this film, but he proved to be a popular fan so much that he appeared in bit parts of sequels as well. Batman then interrogates Gwen's corrupt partner Flash right after he takes production money from a falafel stand. Also, I think the guy running the stand was in Spider-Man 2. Batman follows Legionnaires of Gotham just as Superior Carl Finch is killed by a spy. Batman confronts Crane, but he's dosed with Crane's toxin and ends up bedridden for 2 days. Fox able fortunately make an antidote, and Bruce requests him to make more to realize Rachel's trying to investigate Crane's involvement with Falcone. Batman tells Rachel, he yells Rachel Narrows, and after dosing Crane's own toxin, rescues Rachel discovering a cryptic hint about Ra's al Ghul. Applied Sciences is moved to the archives, and Fox let go. Batman leads the police on a thrilling chase in the Batmobile on the rooftops of Gotham. The Batmobile in this version is also not a special effect. The car was built specifically for the film to do everything you see on screen. One minor gaffe is the police officer not noticing the Batmobile, then asking dispatch to point out later in the same scene. Oops. Bruce is able to use the antidote on Rachel, gives her 2 more doses of Gordon and mass production for sedating her to be sent home. Bruce discovers a toxin in the water and still a microwave emitter. He also goes to Ducard's main alias for Ra's al Ghul. It seems in this continuity, characters also are tied rather than one individual. Much like Marvel would do later, either for the Mandarin, and these new Team of Heroes would do for the Shredder. Bruce is able to get the guests out before League of Shadows burns the mansion down, but Alfred's able to rescue him, so Batman can confront Ra's for battle in Narrows. Time to spread the word in Gotham, and the word is panic. As for this play-by-play from the public workers at Wayne Tower during Batman Ra's final fight on the L Train, that was apparently for some film by corporate suits, and they believed audiences wouldn't be able to follow it otherwise. After this film, as well as the following year's Prestige became hits, that gave no one a clout to do away with it for the sequels. From both the perspective of 13 and 25-year-old, I do enjoy when these movies have fight scenes on subway trains. Batman's fight with Ra's al Ghul is simple but effective as a student versus manager conflict over their very 2 different ideals. Gordon's how Batman is able to stop the emitter in the train reaching Wayne Tower as he leaves Ra's al Ghul. He tells him that I won't kill you, but I don't have to save you. Bruce is also able to buy back controlling interest in Wayne Enterprises thanks to the company's IPO, and Fox has replaced Earl as chairman of the board. So we close on Bruce vowing to rebuild Wayne Manor, and Gordon telling Batman about his 2 squad as a Joker in the shadow of a new bat signal. So it concludes Batman Begins, but look at all the previous Batman films. When I started my look at the series earlier this year, one of my aims was to show how the character changed over the years once the comics the films are based on. This film marked a turning point not only for the series, but for the genre and the industry as well. Even when the film series dealt with some outlandish concepts, have to try harder, not only with their stories believable, but also put effort into them as well. It hasn't always been easy, but when it's done well, the results are simply spectacular. With an engaging plot, compelling characters, and action scenes are much more believable than neon-lit streets and gaudy costume supervillains, still good well in the Batman series and about superhero as a whole. That's my favorite film ever, and it changed the industry forever. I found rating 3.5 stars out of 4. I'll be going Justice League as soon as I can, so keep an eye out for my review of it. Bang.